The UFC gets a lot of judging decisions wrong, and depending on what you thought of this weekend's fight at UFC 284 between Alexander Volkanovski and Islam Makhachev, maybe you agree with that more than ever, okay? And I know that some people, I don't want to shit on you guys, you know what I mean? People that disagree with the decision, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and people in my comments handled it really well the way that I said my opinion on round four, especially, and that I thought Islam Makhachev won. Um, as people always do in this community, we all know, right? When there's a close fight, could be considered a robbery maybe by some people. Everyone handles it. I'm going to be going over 5 decisions that I think some people consider robberies, but in my opinion, the judges got it right, and it's really not that debatable, okay? Number one, I'm going to go with Brandon Moreno versus Figueredo, number three, okay? I remember a lot of people at the time were mad as fuck that Figueredo won this, dude. And I just remember thinking, like, what, like, why? I literally, Figueredo almost finished him like 3 or 4 times. Like people, I feel like a lot of people apply the rules of like, oh, it's a damage-based sport, dude. It's literally damage-based. Like they only apply it to the people they want to apply it to. Like they don't want to apply it to this fight where Figueredo almost finished him like 3 or 4 times. They just want to point to the stats. They want to point to takedowns. They all of a sudden they become statisticians, statisticians or whatever the fuck they're called. Um, Again, it only applies to certain people in my opinion. And I remember if you go back and you rewatch this fight, I think who was closer to finishing this fight? I think Davis and Figueredo was. I remember a lot of people were mad at this decision. I just remembered this and I thought, you know what? No, no, bro, this is actually a good decision. I know that the judges get it wrong a lot of times. You're not gonna see Paddy Pimblett, Jared Gordon on this video. You know what I mean? You're not gonna see like some of these robberies that we're seeing at the moment. You're not going to see it on there. And I think an honorable mention on this pathway is going to be Jan Blachowicz versus Magomed Ankalaev. I think that was a perfectly scored draw, in my opinion. I think Jan Blachowicz won the first three, Magomed Ankalaev won the fourth, and then the fifth was a 10-8 for Ankalaev, which makes it a draw. I think that was a very well scored fight. Probably better as a draw than Jimmy Crute Alonzo Menafield. I on one of those judges' scorecards, Jimmy Crute won the fucking fight, dude. All right, but anyways, look, moving on. Number two, I'm gonna go with Aljamain Sterling versus Peter Yan. Number two. This one made people so mad again. You guys, the rules only apply to certain people, dude. If you don't like a fighter, all of a sudden you guys want to change how the rules work. You guys want to implement new rules and change how the sport is scored. But let's be honest, dude. Aljamain Sterling won the first 3 rounds. First round, Peter Yan did nothing. Striking, barely landed. Aljamain Sterling landed better shots. I think he took him down in the first round, but I know he landed better shots. He avoided most of Peter Yan's shots. Second round, completely controlled him, dominated him in the grappling. Third round, controlled him and dominated in the grappling. I thought it was 3-1, 3-0 heading into the fourth and fifth round. Obviously, Peter Yan did very well in those last 2 rounds, and Aljamain Sterling, why would you coast such a close decision? But still, in my opinion, this wasn't really a split decision. I didn't really see that first round going to Peter Yan, and that's the only swing round. I think the most dominant rounds were round two and round three for Aljamain Sterling. So I think this is one where a lot of people are biased. They don't like the outcome. They don't like the winner of the fight, so they want to change the rules and they want to find every single number that supports their argument. And I understand that to some degree, but sometimes I feel like in this community, a lot of people kind of just ignore the facts for the fighter that they want, And to quote, facts don't care about your feelings, dude. Soy boys, have a cry about it. Aljamain Sterling beat Peter Yan, just like I beat Javi Dos Nachos. You know what I mean? But look, dude, it's just a fact. Aljamain Sterling won. I don't think this was that controversial of a decision. I remember at the time this was like a big deal. I feel like people are kind of past that now because of how many other bad decisions we've had. But in my opinion, I'm mad at you. This is a good decision. Okay, moving on to number three. We're gonna go with Alexander Volkanovski versus Max Holloway 2, bro. Dude, you fucking idiots at the time who were like, dude, Max Holloway won. Even Michael Bisping going into round, I think 3 or 4. Let's go, Max. Let's go, Max. Oh my word, Max Holloway's up 2-0. Shut the fuck up, dude. The commentary was so biased. They influenced a whole generation of fucking crybabies who swore up and down that Max Holloway won this fight. And let me just say something, dude. If you thought Max Holloway won this fight, first of all, you're wrong. But second of all, I can kind of understand that. Okay? If you think Max Holloway won the first one, because I remember there was people trying to argue that Max Holloway won the first one. Dude, the first one was 50-45. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you have to say, dude. Let's just put it all on the table. Let's just be honest with each other. The first fight between Volk and Max Holloway was 50-45. Volk absolutely shut down Max Holloway's game. Um, Not as dominantly as he did in the third fight, but in my opinion, it was 50-45. I think people just don't like Max Holloway losing. Again, can you see a pattern in all of these? Can you see a pattern in all of these if you rewatch it and you realize that it's just, oh, the guy I like lost. I need to change how the rules of this sport fucking work, or I'm just gonna lie and make up statistics, or find every single number to try and argue that my guy won and you're wrong for accepting the truth that you actually saw happen in the cage. You know what I mean? And I feel like people just don't want to accept it when it's popular fighters. People are easy to accept it when it's fucking Paddy Pimblett. When it's Paddy Pimblett, you guys can accept. Oh yeah, dude, the judging's fucking, you know, the criteria, you guys all want to fucking, point out all the right stuff, but then when it's your guy, oh, now that shit doesn't matter. Oh, bro, but this happened, but this happened, but this happened. I'm not saying this is the same level as Paddy Pimblett, Jared Gordon. I'm saying when it's a bad decision for a fighter that you don't like, everyone is in agreement. When it's a bad decision for a fighter that you do like, all of a sudden, robbery, change the fucking rules, blah, 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 blah. It's just like, dude, like, you're biased. Just admit you're biased, bro. If you think Max Holloway won this fight, you're fucking wrong and you're just biased, dude. Volk won the last 3 rounds, dude. Look at the numbers. Go watch the fight, dude. Okay? I'm sick of this fucking narrative that, oh, dude, Max Holloway won the second one. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. Next one. We're going to go Robert Whittaker versus Yoel Romero 2. Okay, closer than their first fight, which Robert Whittaker also won, which was also considered quite a close fight. I remember people swore up and down Yoel Romero won this fight. Go rewatch this fight. When was the last time you watched this fight, dude? Just sit down and ask yourself, when was the last time you watched this fight? And realize that Robert Whittaker won every moment of this fight, except for Yoel Romero almost finishing him twice, okay? Now I understand that my whole argument for Brandon Moreno, Davison Figueredo, was Davison Figueredo almost finished him 3 or 4 times. The difference is he did it in multiple rounds. In at least 3 rounds, dude. This fight, it's like round 3, I'm pretty sure, and then round 5. The rest of the fight, and immediately after Robert Whittaker gets knocked down, he's back to fucking up Yoel Romero on the feet, dude. I'm sorry, this is a close fight. Yoel Romero did well. If it's scoring not based by rounds, obviously Yoel Romero has a much better argument. But it's round by round. And Robert Whittaker fucking won this, dude. And I remember people trying to shit on Whittaker for this fight, and Whittaker fucking won, dude. That's what it is, bruv. You know what I'm saying, bruv? Like, that's, again, it's because people fucking love Yoel Romero. And I get it, I like Yoel Romero too, dude. But we need to accept the facts of how fighting fucking works, dude. Okay? I'm sick of this argument. This just going down this memory lane is just reminding me of present day. And look, I love Volkanovski, dude. And if you think he won, that's okay. But if you can't accept a world where Islam Makhachev won that fight, you are wrong. You are delusional. Okay, you're not wrong for not agreeing with the decision, but you're wrong in the sense that if you can't see any argument that Islam won, or you can't see any argument that Sean O'Malley beat Peter Yan, or you can't see any argument that fucking Alexander Volkanovski beat Max Holloway the second time. Do you see what I'm saying? You're biased. You're delusional. You're in the wrong. You don't actually understand the sport. You just want the sport to play out a certain way. And these are the people that are saying, oh, we need to change the rules, or we need to score it based on this and this. I don't care about what we need to do. It is scored a certain way, so you need to accept that sometimes that scoring system is going to make the guy that you like, he's not always going to win in that scoring system. Maybe the other guy is better suited to that scoring system. Just accept that. If you think your guy won, that's okay, but don't fucking try and... We need to change the whole fucking sport because my guy lost. Fuck off, bro. Like, that's not how it works. Okay, we don't hand out fucking participation trophies, man. I'm sorry, dude. Last one. John Jones, Alexander Gustafsson won. John Jones won this fight, dude. I know that this was like John Jones' closest fight ever, especially at the time. Before the Dominic Reyes fight. I think Dominic Reyes won. I'm just going to make that very clear. I think he beat Thiago Santos. Going to make that very clear. Let me be clear. Get Obama'd. Happens every video. But listen, dude. This John Jones-Alexander Gustafsson fight. I remember for such a long time, oh, Gus is 1-0 against Jones. Dude, what about Gustafsson? He should be the champ. He beat Jones. No, he didn't. He did well against Jones. But he didn't win, dude. He did not win, bro. Jones came on so strong in this fight. Again, I think this is a bit of a Volkanovski effect. I think Gustafsson performed so well against a guy that people thought he was going to lose to that they don't want his performance to go to waste, and they almost like please, like, just give Gustafsson this win, dude.
Start the office day.
You know, obviously it's not the same. I think there is a legitimate argument for Volkanovski, but going down this memory lane kind of just reminded me of all the times in UFC history where we kind of all like, I guess almost like it's a popularity contest. It's like I like this guy better, and that's probably why you think he won. Is a lot of it because you like the guy better and you don't like the guy you lost to. But sometimes you have to rewatch the fights. You have to look at the statistics. You have to realize how the scoring is, not what you think it should be. What I also agree should change in the scoring. What is the actual scoring criteria? And look, man, I think all of these fights were judged correctly. I think all of these fights were scored correctly by the unified rules of MMA, and in my eyes, the person that won this fight won these fights, okay? If you agree, if you disagree, let me know down below, okay? Drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe if you enjoyed this video, okay, boys? I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.